Shooter games can be the best genre there is, but lately they have all been flops. In the next 24 hours, I'm going to see if Marvel Rivals can break the cycle, or if it will break the whole Marvel Universe brand. Call of Duty was the greatest thing in high school, then they lost touch with what they had. Battlefield 3 was incredible, then the new ones turned into shambles. And Overwatch 1 had us all addicted, and they destroyed it with Overwatch 2. Will this brand new Marvel game be a complete flop as well? Is Marvel Rivals just going to be a copy of the Overwatch games? Today, we'll check it all out, and to make this next 24 hours interesting, I have some goals to try and complete. 1. Find a new main hero. 2. Try out all the game has to offer. And 3. Answer the question: is Marvel Rivals a flop? I booted up the game and couldn't believe how awesome and great the game looked. The art, the colours, the rock music, and everything else I could see was just absolute top tier. There were so many characters to choose from. The thing is, there really were so many characters to choose from. I'd heard of some of their names before, but there was a big problem that I couldn't ignore anymore. I needed to be honest with myself and with you guys too. I told myself so many times I should watch the Marvel movies. I've even looked at the list of how to watch them in order, from the very first movie all the way until the newest ones. It's just like people do with Star Wars. But even though I keep saying it, I've never actually started watching them. We all do this sometimes, right? We think, it would be so cool if I finally did this. And we know we'd probably really enjoy it if we actually did it. But then, we just keep putting it off. For me, it's been years. I haven't even watched the first few minutes of Captain America, the very first movie in the timeline. And now, here I am with this game. There are so many characters I can pick and play, but I don't know anything about them. How am I supposed to learn all of what they do? For a moment, I thought, maybe I should just give up on this video and not play the game at all. Just like I've been putting off watching the movies. I wasn't going to let myself stop here though. Instead, I remembered how much I loved shooter games like Modern Warfare 2, Battlefield 3, and Overwatch when it first came out, and how I feel let down about many that have been released in the last few years. Maybe this could be the one to break the cycle, but I won't know unless I give it a proper try. I enter into the game and take it all in. The menu is smooth, and luckily for me, they have one of the better tutorial systems that I have seen in a game. This is exactly what I needed. And after making sure I learned the movement keys and how to use the abilities, I go and jump into a game. But right before I hit play, I remembered my first goal that I needed to do. It's time to find a main. The first game is a big deal. The first hero I ever play on can only be picked once. So am I going to thoughtfully think it out and... No, we are going for an easy one here. 3 stars or less because your boy is a scrub. And ranged too. Ranged because the closer I get, the more I will probably get owned. I narrowed it down to Hellier, Iron Man, and Moon Knight. All badass looking and... Oh wait, the Scarlet Witch. 1 star. This is my vibe right here. A left click attack that grabs onto any enemy close to you. Right click hits them a bit harder. And she even has an ability that stuns them. This is great. We lock her in for the first game. It was a rampage. This is awesome. The feeling of combat is super smooth. Abilities are all incredible to press, and with there being so many heroes to play with, all with their own moves, there is heaps of exciting stuff happening, and also a lot of depth to learn about. I can see this game having the ability to draw players in more and more once you start playing it. Time to try another hero for game 2. The cool thing is about this game is that they are all free. We all know how long it takes to open new agents in most games, unless you just slap the credit card on the table, but not here. We get them all unlocked and so many to pick from. I look back at the options, looking to try out another choice and pick Moon Knight. But it's here we run into our first problem with the game, and a bit of a game breaking one at that. It felt like it took forever to load, and that's because it did when I properly looked at what was going on. Stuck at 99% on the loading screen. I can hear all the sounds of the players already loaded in. I know the music is hyping up as the game gets closer to the start. And then I hear the announcer in-game saying the phrase, 30 seconds, starting in 10, 5, 4. I can't help but think, is this game bugged? It's a new release, sure, but they've done their testing period and now it's fully launched. It must be broken. And that's a big problem if so. 3, 2, 1, bang! We load in right at the last moment. What a relief. We lock in Moon Knight and run towards the battle, only just making it in time. But then I died. And then I died some more. Wow, am I just bad or what is going on here? First, I didn't think I was even going to be able to load into this game. And now I'm just getting sniped by the other team. The first game was with real players before, right? It had me second guessing now. I know Scarlet Witch was an easy character to play, but Moon Knight is only 3 stars compared to her being 1 star. But now I'm struggling. And I was ready for a break. Should I just turn this game off? I had tech issues which is super frustrating, and now I've got skill issues. I stop for a moment in spawn and think about, what am I doing? I'd set myself goals and a full day aside to check out this new Marvel Rivals game. And how was I going to achieve my goal of checking out the game and finding a main hero if I just stopped here? And that's when it clicked. There was plenty more to see, and I was on a mission to experience it all so I could pick my favourite heroes in-game. No more overextending. We have a healer on our team, so I need to stop being a noob and stay within range and think about what I'm doing and where my team is at all times. We run back into battle. We win. And wow, ultimates are insane in this game. The next game, the dreaded 99% is back. But this time we missed the whole character screen select.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
I'd had this problem once before on a game. Always struggling to load in. It was the most frustrating thing in the world, and this experience has made me remember it. I do remember somehow though, I fixed it way back then, and now here we are. Then, it clicked what it was. Having the game installed on an older, normal hard disk drive is no good. It has to be on an SSD or solid state drive for it to load in faster. I had a feeling of relief. The game didn't have any bugs or problems at all. I just needed to fix where it was installed. My confidence with playing for the rest of the day was back. So far, I'd only stuck to damage heroes, but now I was on a roll and I knew this game had more to offer. I told myself it was time to take on more pressure. It was time to play a Vanguard character and be the tank to hold the line against the enemy team. It would be an important role to play. Scanning through this new hero select category, I could see how awesome they all were. Venom, Doctor Strange, Captain America to name a few. Badass and tough. I decided on Magneto for his shield abilities and playstyle. And I got destroyed. While I thought I'd be able to handle tanking no worries, I just couldn't seem to do it. The Vanguard role just wasn't meant to be. It was too difficult for me to play. I was about ready to finish playing for the day, but then I realised something. I hadn't achieved some of the goals yet that I set out to complete at the start. Sure, I had kind of found a nice couple DPS to main between, but I still had to check out what this game had to offer, and I wouldn't be able to say I'd even had a shot at that unless I'd tried a different role, and I wouldn't be able to give my thoughts honestly without it either. This next game would be a last-ditch attempt to test myself, to see if I could be the wall that overwhelmed the enemy players and held them off the objective. I locked in Magneto one last time.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
The battle starts off in a quarter and I push forward to soak in the damage, letting my team have as many free shots as possible. The pressure works. The enemy is eliminated in this first battle. We posture back up as we wait for them to regather and attack again. This time, Groot breaks my shield and I go down. It was up to my team to hold them off by eliminating some of their players, or they would be outnumbered and overrun. I try to get back as fast as I can, but Magneto is a great tank in the trade-off for being super slow. It was painful making my way back to the battle and hoping my team's still alive, or if they were about to lose the corner we'd been holding so well. I make it back just in time, as all 5 players on the other side were pushing forward, and like it was a type of mini Destiny, I had Magneto's ultimate ability powered up and ready to use. Picking up a massive boulder of metal above my head, I slam my ability down onto the enemy tank, and it destroys their whole push. Me and my teammates propel forward and take the game. We held them off
Another epic
and won.
victory! Big win!
These last 24 hours, I dedicated myself to discovering what Marvel Rivals was all about, learning everything as a brand new player and documenting it as I went. I ran into some problems along the way, but it also left me wanting more. I found a main for now. I got a good understanding of what the game was about from checking out nearly all of what it has to offer, and throughout this experience, I finalised my thoughts on what I think about this game. I put off watching any Marvel movies for years now, and it feels like Marvel Rivals come out at the perfect time. Lots of shooter games have been flops in the last few years, but Marvel Rivals, well, they must have really cared about making this game, because they nailed it in nearly every way. I gave myself 24 hours to see if Marvel Rivals could break the cycle of being a great new shooter game, or if it would break the whole Marvel Universe brand. And if you want to know what I think about it, well then, I'm going to have to be honest with you and come clean. I wasn't a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but now, I think I'm going to have to go watch the movies. The full timeline from start to finish, because Marvel Rivals really did break the cycle. They did it without making it feel anything like Overwatch, and I'll definitely be playing more.